Hello everyone, welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Man, the last 2 days have just been amazing. The last 2 nights, I've been waking up at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. I wonder why. I've been watching the FC Bayern Munich documentary, Amazon Prime, Behind the Legend. Probably the most fun I've ever had watching a documentary. It's kind of both. It's like both. You're watching a documentary at the same time you're really watching a TV show, a reality TV show, FC Hollywood. Bayern fit the bill perfectly. And I'm reviewing that documentary. But before I do that and start talking about this amazing production from Amazon, disgusting. So, we are 20 subscribers away from 7.6 thousand subscribers on this channel. That's huge because we dropped down to like 7.49. And then now I guess 70 people just decided to come back. More like 90, right? So yeah, subscribe to the channel, share the videos. Let's see if we can do that by tomorrow. Gain 20 subscribers in 24 hours. We can do it. So ladies and gentlemen, what did I think of this documentary? Phenomenal. Phenomenal. From minute one to the end of the whole 6-part series, I had fun. I learned so much about this team and the dynamics between some of these players in a way I've never seen before. I think that's the most spectacular part of this documentary. I saw Bayern Munich from a perspective that I would have never thought of. It made me contextualize so many games and see how the players were feeling themselves. The fact that the PSG lost to us, oh, come on, just score. To the Bayern players, it was even more annoying. At least we can relate on that. But so many things would happen and the players would respond in this incredible way. They're in the locker rooms, they're pissed off, you can tell. And then they lose a game. I don't remember what loss this was. I don't know which game. Bayern lost a game. I think it was the last 5 games of Hansi Flick's era. They lost. And all of a sudden, you could see in the players' faces, it was silent. Alphonso Davies got sent off. I don't remember this game. He got sent off. Really harsh tackle. He's in the locker room. And you just see the disappointment in his face. Because to us, it's just like, that's annoying. Now we're 10 men down. To his teammates, he let him down. To Alphonso Davies, he let his teammates down. So to see that perspective from each player is wonderful. The documentary did a good job of highlighting key players for Bayern, but also going beyond and telling a story. We would have a moment where Goretzka would be in the streets of Munich just taking pictures with random people. And then it talks about Goretzka and how they came to Bayern. And then it expands the story and talks about Gnabry and Kimmich and the connection they had. Wonderful storytelling right there from Amazon. I just love Kimmich, Goretzka, Sané, all these players that know each other, have been with each other for years. It was wonderful to know their stories. And they're not just teammates. They've known each other for so long. They knew each other in the youth national teams, at some other clubs, and then they separated, went their own ways. Gnabry went to England, played in the Premier League, and for some other English clubs, was on loan, and then played well at the Olympics. Bayern picked him up. Kimmich had a thing where he was at Stuttgart, Leipzig, and then Bayern picked him up. Oh my goodness. And just watching Joshua Kimmich when he was a kid say he wants to improve himself. The funniest and most Kimmich line I've ever heard. He wants to improve himself. You're 12, bro. Go play some Fortnite. You want to improve yourself. Again, it's so beautiful. And the emotions that I see from Kimmich, the anger. I always said it myself. Kimmich is he seems like the type of guy that would punch you in the face in a fight when you weren't fighting just because he was angry. And the documentary back that up because it said Kimmich didn't know how to control his emotions as a kid, so he used to cry. Ah, so cute, so adorable. I just love it, man. We'll talk about the Hansi Flick part because it pissed me off. Let me talk about this. Brazo. In this documentary, Brazo, they show Brazo a lot. They show you the sporting director that's always with the team. I love that aspect of him, Brazo. I love it. Maybe he could just be our cheerleader because I don't want him as our director of football. I just don't think he cuts it. I don't know, man. But Brazo is shown as the macho man behind the future of Bayern, Oliver Kahn. The way the documentary opens up with Unai Hoeneß with this nice voiceover, with just amazing pictures. Literally every shot is just beautifully taken. It's not a movie, but it looks like it could be a movie. It could be a real TV show. Everything looks beautiful, organized. And there's a certain the director has to be proud of himself. There's a certain way they show Bayern. They show the past, the present, and then they look at the future. It's a wonderful thing. They don't just do the past and then move on to the future. They touch on certain aspects of the past and then relate that to how it applies now and how Bayern will keep doing this to be the best club in Germany and to be one of the best clubs in the world. It's a wonderful thing. And from someone that loves films, I don't watch movies like that, but I only watch good movies. I don't watch TV shows. They bore me to death. Only certain ones. But when I do, I'm always looking for storytelling, script, organization, conflict, and then I'm looking for resolutions. And the movie, not the movie, the documentary builds up this Hansi Flick Brazo thing. There's so many scenes with Brazo and Flick, and there's so much damn tension. There's a moment where Brazo walks in, Flick is there, they don't talk to each other, there's frowns on their face. That's not fake. I genuinely feel like that's real and happened a lot last season. Flick didn't like Brazo for some reason. You can tell towards the beginning they were fine. But I think something must have happened in between that time to make both parties just dislike each other. It's revealed in the documentary that Julian Nagelsmann was Brazo's first choice. Interesting. I didn't think of that. I thought it was Eric Ten Hag when Kovac left and Flick came in. We thought Flick would be interim for a few months and then we'd get Ten Hag if things got bad. That's what I thought. Apparently, it was Julian Nagelsmann from Brazo's perspective. I think the rest of the board might have looked at Ten Hag more. But the tension between Flick and Brazo is very prevalent. It's wonderful. So the documentary builds this story that Hansi Flick hates media pressure. I think it's fake. I genuinely don't believe that's why Flick left Bayern. It might have been a reason, but think about this. If the documentary reveals the actual reasons, maybe Flick wanted some players, he wanted some backing. It does hint at it, to be fair, where Brazo and Oliver Kahn make some jokes about let's cough up some money for players. I think that's one of the reasons. Flick may have wanted different players, but the documentary makes it about media pressure, and that's why Flick got out. My question is, why not just retire from management at all? Why are you going to the DFB to become Germany national team coach, especially knowing the pressure Lowe's been on? So I think Hansi Flick left Bayern for other reasons. It might have included the media pressure, but I don't think that was the sole reason. That's foolish to think. I think the documentary did that just so fans wouldn't throw Brazo under the bus and blame him, because it was the conflict between those two that fueled Hansi Flick leaving, which tells me Flick's future at Bayern, or Bayern and Flick, this storyline, this movie's not over. I have a feeling Hansi will come back someday, maybe in 4 years, and we'll ball out again. I don't know. I just feel like it's not over. It was too short. Flick could have really built an era here. He could have had a 5-year period where we won 4 Champions Leagues. That's how good of a manager he was. A person, a people's person. That's the better term. Wonderful manager, Hansi Flick. is just revealed to be so empathetic, and the sauce and the secret behind his team was bringing people together, and that's what he did so well. Alaba, my goodness, I felt so bad. There were moments where I almost cried watching this. David Alaba leaving Bayern, and you see the relationship with his teammates behind the scenes. Now, in his last season, Alaba didn't perform for Bayern. But now you see that, hey, he could have been affected by the fact that he was leaving. He could have been affected by whatever contract talks broke down and then made him want to leave. You're talking about a club he's been at since he was 15. This guy has played for Bayern, woken up to think about Bayern, trained for Bayern, seen everyone around Bayern since he was 15 years old. This is crazy. Since Louis van Gaal, we've had like 10 billion different managers and coaches and systems and players come in and go out. David Alaba is a Bayern legend. I already knew that. I never changed my mind just because he left. I just had to accept the situation. But the documentary made me understand that, you know what? Alaba wasn't that bad. Alaba was not that bad. In key moments, you see the emotion that the teammates had with him. You see just the tensions they might have had. I love it. I love these conversations where the players would be in training or massage or the rehab room and the massage room, and they would talk. Thomas Muller just took the show. He was funny as hell. My gosh, Muller's funny. I see why Bastian Schweinsteiger said he's never met anyone more annoying than Thomas Muller. By the way, there are spoilers in this, so if you haven't noticed, there are spoilers. I love what they did with Alaba. They showed us the real Alaba. And yeah, my man was out here reading Bible verses and then still wanted 50 billion. Oh, man. Anyways, he's at Real Madrid now. I'm happy he's succeeding there because, he's a Bayern player in his heart. He'll always be a legend here. He won't outdo his Bayern legacy. He won't outdo that because that's 15 years of legacy. Almost 15 years. You can't do it. He was here since he was 15, left at 29, so almost 15 years at Bayern. Ribéry was in here. Ian Robin just couldn't be bothered, I guess. My man said, I'm busy. I'm playing golf. I'm not going to be in this documentary. Because Ribéry was in here. A lot of former players. Lothar Matthäus was in here. Also, Jurgen Klopp and, what's his name? Thomas Tuchel. They're in here a lot. Pep Guardiola. Not as much as Tuchel and Klopp. Klopp is in the documentary talking about the 2013 final. He's talking about the moment. The funniest thing Jurgen Klopp said is, Thomas Muller is a very unpleasant player to play against, right? And Klopp said he would love to have Muller in his team. But you can see Muller's distaste for anything that's not Bayern. Basically saying, Thomas Muller will never go anywhere else. He'll retire at Bayern. He loves Bayern in his heart. Every ounce of him wants to be at Bayern. I think that's wonderful from Klopp. It just shows that Jurgen Klopp is just a down-to-earth person. Because even though he probably hates Bayern, he still respects Bayern. And that's wonderful. So Klopp, Tuchel, ex-Dortmund managers are in. The Dortmund owner, president, CEO, whoever the hell he is, he was in here too. Why? We're your biggest rivals. Why are you in a documentary praising us? Yeah, no, it doesn't matter with sportsmanship. I think it's weird that Dortmund CEO is in a documentary about Bayern Munich. I don't know. It made me feel some kind of way. Like, don't you have some transfers to go make? Aren't you busy? He's talking about Bayern. So yeah, we had Klopp, Tuchel, Pep Guardiola. Apparently wanted Bayern Munich to spend $150,000 on electric curtains between one of the fields in the training ground and another field. Bayern Munich, in order to save $150,000 putting up that electric curtain, put up a manual curtain, and our training staff have to pull it out and in every training session if we want the private view without spectators. That's how cheap Bayern are. We couldn't spend $150K on electric curtains. We would rather have people do. You know what? It tells you just everything we are. We'd rather do that. We employ 1,000 people at the club, so we have no problem paying people to do things. At the very least, they may as well pull out some curtains. Also, Herman Garland, the Tiger Man, my goodness. This guy's been here since he was 2 years old. I don't remember when he got here. Herman's been here with Jupp Heynckes. He was here with Niko Kovac. He was here, well, he's at the national team, Germany national team with the under 21s as an assistant coach. Don't know why he's not working with Flick. I'm not sure what that's about. He left because of Flick, I'm pretty sure. So did Danny Roll. He came in from Southampton, left because of Flick. He's at the national team now. So when Nagelsmann came in, he wanted his own people. And you could tell, I mean, Danny Roll said in the documentary that, hey, he's scared for his position. And that just tells you how human football is. The fact that you have one of the best assistant coaches in the whole world, because he plays at Bayern, or works for Bayern, and he's scared for his position because there's a new manager, tells you how real this game is. Football is the most real sport you'll ever watch. So Herman Garland was the reason Jamal Musiala trained for Bayern. He told Flick, I like a player and I want to bring him to training. And Flick said yes, and he brought Musiala to training. And ever since then, Jamal Musiala has trained with the first team. Just a really wholesome story. And the players were talking about how Herman Garland is just like the father in the team, but also he's like a really harsh guy that tells you the truth and trains you. I mean, he's been responsible for Philipp Lahm and Thomas Müller and getting these players to a world-class level. He is a world-class coach. Bayern are going to have a hard time replacing someone like Garland because he knew the history of the club and also how to implement so many things. And I love that. I absolutely love that. So Herman Garland, Bayern legend. We talk about players all the time, but we never talk about coaches. And he's one of the greatest coaches we've ever had because overall, he's helped so many world-class players, and everyone would say that. I got a new look at Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and Unai Hoeneß. Unai Hoeneß, I've already known. Like, I know his story and how he built Bayern and from manager, 27 years of age, got injured, and then he would never play again because his knee was just going. So he became manager at 28, 27, I don't know. And then ever since then, Bayern have been on that upward trajectory. But we also had moments where we sold Lothar Matthäus to Inter Milan for 10 million to raise funds. But we always came back. Oh, my goodness, man, this documentary puts so much into context. And I think for my life personally, Bayern contributes to me not just in an entertainment way, but mentally. I want my life to be like Bayern Munich. I want to run my life the way Bayern Munich run our club. I want to be careful, but I also, and one of our I don't know his name. He works for Bayern. He's head of money or something. He said, you don't win titles by lowering the cost. What did he say? Okay, you don't become successful by reducing the cost. That's what he said. You become successful by being more successful. I know it sounds so simple, but essentially what he's saying is you need to take risk in order to be where you want to be in life. Bayern Munich are operating with business fundamentals, success fundamentals. If you talk to successful people, they'll tell you what Bayern is doing is what they should be doing. Bayern is making the right decisions. I love that because it's like that's what this club's about. We become successful by being more successful, not by taking no risk. We take risk all the time, if you notice. We'll buy a player that no one really believes in, Kimmich, and Lucas Hernandez. We spent, was it 85 million or 75 million? I don't know. We spent a lot of damn money on Lucas Hernandez. And then he got injured. He was injured when we bought him. And then most clubs would go, he's been here for a season and a half. He's injured. We need to get rid of him. And now Lucas Hernandez is one of the best center backs in the world. And he isn't injury prone like that anymore. No more 2 months out. It's 30 minutes, he's out, 20 minutes, and then he's back for the next game. That's what Bayern mean by risk. You need to take those risks. We could have kept Lothar Matthäus, but we sold them so we could balance the books and then buy better players in his position to replace him. And then I think it was Khan at the very end of the documentary who said this. But he said, oh my gosh, it's so true. When Bayern Munich sell a good player or they move on, people think that's the end. But no, it must go on. And what he basically means by that is Lewandowski. When Levy leaves, there's going to be someone in 10 years, 5 years, I don't know. We're all going to be like, wow, he's the best striker of all time. He's the best in the world. Because it has nothing to do with the current players we have. When Neuer leaves, we'll deal with it. But the point is, Bayern will deal with things and always look to the future by reflecting on the past. Oh my gosh, that's such a beautiful thing. Khan in this documentary, man, so funny. Oliver Kahn said he said he didn't want to sound schizophrenic. I don't know. I've never said that word like that. Schizophrenic. All right, whatever. It's like a mental thing. He didn't want to seem like that, but he said he basically got rid of his like biting people's side, his anger side, and now he's a resolved person. So that's funny. That was funny to me. But yeah, it shows. Oh my gosh, I could talk about this documentary all day. I could really talk about it. Am I making spoilers for people? I'm probably making spoilers for people. I'm not going to read comments because I still have a lot to talk about. Like I said, I think the whole Flick situation was faked just so the pressure would be taken off of Brazo in the end. No, I'm not saying it was fake that Flick didn't like the media and that's why he left. I think it's fake that that's the only reason he left. I think there were breakdowns between Bayern's board and Flick. And the board, I mean Brazo. So I think that's one of the big reasons why he ended up leaving. Hansi Flick could have been a legend here. He could have really built an era. Jupp Heynckes was in this documentary a lot and for very good reasons. He gave his insight on, Hansi. So Flick, if you're watching this, Jupp Heynckes said, you're never really going to get rid of the media pressure. If you lose a game as a manager, you get blamed. Immediately, they look at your tactics and your lineup and your selections. That's the risk you take when you become manager, and you have to learn to deal with that. Some managers deal with it better, some worse. There are people in this world right now that would probably have better tactics than Jurgen Klopp and have a better understanding of the game than Jurgen Klopp, but they will never be at Klopp's level because they don't know the people aspect of the game. To deal with journalists, it's a very tricky business to be in football, right? There's always this demand, especially at Bayern. At Bayern, it's higher. Julian Nagelsmann came into the documentary like the last. Oh, it was a beautiful thing. It was a great story. Flick leaving, and then Nagelsmann comes in, and there's a scene where Brazo and I think our head scout. Maybe, I don't know. Julian Nagelsmann was in Munich somewhere, and he came outside his house. I think he lives there or owns a home there and then has another one in Leipzig. So he came outside his house and was waiting like a kid waiting for a school bus. And then Brazo pulls up, and they start talking about players. And then they gave us an insight into the negotiations. Nagelsmann is apparently paying for part of the transfer fee. I think that's temporary, though. Like, some of his salary is going towards paying his transfer fee. That's interesting. So Julian Nagelsmann is literally here because he wants to. And Leipzig charged us like 30 million for Nagelsmann. So yeah, it was almost like an entire player, man. So, man, by the way, the documentary is on Amazon Prime for the people that are going to ask. Like, you didn't tell us where you talked about the Amazon Prime documentary. Where'd you find it? Yeah, probably Amazon Prime, right? I love this documentary. It's great. It's amazing. I give it a 10 out of 10 because Yeah, even though I wish it was in English and I could just not read subtitles, man, that German language, even just listening to it, you're like, how does this word sound like this English word right here? But I'm glad Amazon had subtitles, and they were actually very smooth. The viewing experience was good. Like I said, the pictures are nice. There isn't a single moment where you don't know what's going on. So even if you watch it and don't listen to anything, you'll understand the story that's happening, and that's just good storytelling. So yeah, man, I love this. We got an inside look into Tolisso when he got called up for France after his injury, after the Euros this season, this year. And you could see the excitement in him. It was wonderful. Yeah, Tolisso, good job, bro. Good job. You could see the bond the players have. There's like a clan at Bayern. Like there's clans of players. So Thomas Muller, I guess he connects with everyone. Lewandowski probably looks like he's a loner. No, 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 not in that sense, like he's by himself, but he doesn't. He's not in a group like Kimmich, Gnabry, Sir Leon Goretzka, and Leroy Sané. So they have their own clan. It's like a group because they've known each other for a long time. Thomas Muller probably tends to be with your David Alabas. Choupo-Moting was with Alaba a lot because David Alaba, like they said in his documentary, his teammates, he's a very universal player. He connects with everyone, brings new players in. We need those types of players. You need those types of personalities, people that are infectious, right? So I love that. I love how the documentary showed that aspect of the team and the dynamics between players. Choupo-Moting, when he got offered a contract renewal, Brazo and our head negotiator got him into a room. They were like, Chupo, we like what you did against Leipzig in the first half. We like how you took your chance. We want to give you an extension. And I was fuming on this chant. I was like, no, we need someone better. But then, seeing Chupo just smile and be proud of himself, because he actually did okay, it makes me want to keep him. Damn it, man. Dang. Okay, so we shouldn't terminate his contract, for sure. Nah, man, I'm getting too emotional with this documentary. It's making too many players seem human. Um, so that is the end of the documentary. What else can I say? Marco Nepp is our technical director. He's also our chief scout, I believe. So that. Yeah, he's the chief scout. Oh, never mind. He got promoted. He got promoted yesterday. He got promoted. So he was our chief scout until 2 days ago, and now he got promoted to our technical director. What does that make Brazo? Did Brazo go up? Yeah, Marco Nepp knows ball, bro. He scouted Alfonso Davies. Um, let's see what Brazo is technically. Hassan Brazu Brozovic. Nah, so no, hearing his story, I didn't know that about Brazo, to be honest. I don't know much about European history because I don't live in Europe, sorry. So, wow, it was really interesting. So, Brazo, his hometown, his like country, when he was like 15, was in a war. I think was this back in the Soviet Union? Yeah, but the Soviet Union was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and basically he had to flee his home. He always loved Bayern. It's funny how almost everyone at that club is a Bayern fan. Nagelsmann's a Bayern fan. Flick was a Bayern fan. Jupp Heynckes, well, you could say he was a Gladbach fan and then became a Bayern fan. So it's wonderful. Brazo, his story, just it makes you go. It makes you happy for him, although he's a horrible sporting director. Look, no, 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 no. It makes you just know that wow, this person that I don't rate as a coach, he's actually a human being. I love that about him, though. I love that I'm able to, yeah, Yugoslavia. There we go. So Brazo, I don't rate you as a sporting director, but hey, you could be my beautiful Yugoslavian friend any day. So yeah. Um, Brazo's backstory was tragic. Oh, Nep got promoted. Oh, so okay. Wait, what does that mean? Yeah, the technical director, chief scout. Like you're doing the same damn thing. I hope it doesn't change anything because Marco Nep has been a revelation. I don't know if you could hear this. My niece is here now, and she's just crying and trying to open my door. Damn, bro, this kid's a robber. She's trying to rob me. That's what's going on. All right, we need to pick up revenge on Inter first. Um, I that's a 12-year-old story. She's just gonna, dude. She's crying at my door. Like I don't have stuff to do. Uh, we need to pick up revenge on Inter first. That's 11 years old. Why? Like it's not like Inter Milan are one of the best teams in Europe. Who do you want to draw in the round of 16s? Well, when it happens, I want to draw that team because I can't draw any other team. I could say, oh, I want Chelsea. It won't matter when we eventually draw some bums. I'm actually really hopeful we draw Chelsea. I want to play an English team. I like English teams, man, because like there's fan channels I can watch and watch them be in what's it called? I want to watch them cry and be like, I'm tired of this, mate. I'm tired. I want to watch that. I want to watch the rants. That's what I want to watch. I want to watch content around it. If we play another Italian team, oh, who cares? Oh, who cares about Inter on YouTube? I just want to have fun, and I also want to play Chelsea because they're the Champions League winners. I want to take them out in the round of 16s because they look like a good cup team, to be honest. Um, DJ, nah, dude, she's with my mom, man. I can't be doing that. We're recording over here. She's gonna come in, start grabbing my headphones or my microphone, just punching. Claudio Pizarro, what a good-looking guy, no homo. Claudio Pizarro, like I look at Claudio, I'm like, damn. If I was a woman, damn, that'd be my type. Like that, Claudio would be my type if I was a woman that was into men, because I could still be a woman and lesbian, right? Nah, good-looking guy. Not right now, when he was like at Bayern. Yeah, nah, good looking guy. Um, I mean, there's an actual scene where Mulla and who else? I don't know. They're rating players based off their attractiveness. So Sane for sure. Oh, Leroy. I saw Leroy in the documentary, man. Not much about him. He just wants to, well, because he was actually really horrible last season. So the documentary tried to not show us that part. No Inter, no Inter. Yeah, no. I want to play Inter, but why? Actually, we already played Simone Inzaghi, right? That's their coach. Yes, Simon Inzaghi. We already played him. So why are we trying to play them again? Let's see what happens, though. I mean, we haven't even qualified. Oh no, is it Filippo Inzaghi? Bro, I swear they're the same people, right? Nah, that's like his middle. No! Inzaghi's his brother. Oh my gosh. I would have never. They look like the same person. So it's Filippo Inzaghi? No. Simon Inzaghi. Bro, I'm so confused. No. So Simon Inzaghi, Inter Milan, right? Filippo Inzaghi. Oh my gosh, they look the same. My gosh. I knew it. They were related. I always looked at these two. I was like, oh, that can't be just some random Italian duo. They literally have the same hair. Ah, it makes sense. Let's just finish Messi now. We kick Barca. It's time for PSG. Let's kill PSG. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I appreciate the insights. Great documentary. Like I said, Lam wasn't in it. Yes, he was. Philip Lam was in this. Yeah, he was in this documentary. What do you mean? Yeah. I liked how it was though. Like players would sit down and just talk, and then and they would talk about a certain moment, and then it would contextualize it while they showed you the moment. Yeah, Simon is Inter's coach, and Brescia goes to his brother Filippo. That makes sense. Coutinho said he hates Nagelsmann. No, he does not hate Nagelsmann. Why would he hate Julian Nagelsmann? I want to see. Oh man, Monday's gonna be interesting. I really want to see who Bayern draw, but I'm actually really interested in who Manchester United draw, who Chelsea draw, because it determines how the Champions League goes. I want Liverpool to draw some good teams like Inter Milan, right? Yeah, look, I need these Premier League clubs out of the way. I don't want to see another English club in the final. We need to get rid of this, man. Really need to get rid of this. I mean, it's just getting ridiculous now. Wait, is Inter even qualified? They lost to Real Madrid. Toni Kroos with his beautiful goal. So I want to see PSG draw Real Madrid or something like Ajax. I want to see PSG draw Ajax. See Ajax pump them up. Had to mute just to sneeze there. We beat PSG for Levy's Ballon d'Or. Yeah, I'd love PSG because they're a good team. Bayern carrying German football as usual. I mean, Bayern's story. Can anyone believe this? In 1968, 67, not sure which year, or 60, Bundesliga was created in 1965. Bayern got promoted 2 years later. So 67, I think the young Bayern Munich team with Franz Beckenbauer, Gerd Müller, Sepp Maier, they were voted the most likable team in the entire country at that time. Imagine if they did a poll now. Most hated country or team, Bayern Munich. So that tells you, people hate you the more successful you become, and that's such an L from humanity. You hate people just because they're more successful than you. Nah, that's crazy. So if you ever wonder what goes through people's heads, they hate Bayern Munich because we're successful. We are a successful club. They wish they were us, You still not that girl. I just came back from the dead, and they told me you still not that girl. They hate us, and that's okay. That means we're successful. I didn't realize this, but apparently Bayern as a club values the Bundesliga more than the Champions League. Probably because it's a bigger source of revenue. 34 matches, thousands of people paying you to get into the stadium, and then it takes a toll on the players. So it probably feels. But the Champions League is more special, in my opinion, because as a fan, it's much bigger. I'd trade 10 Bundesligas for 3 Champions Leagues. I always said that because it's. I feel like it's genuinely harder to, because the Champions League has so much to do with luck, in form, out of form. You have to be very much perfect, and Bayern still haven't won a Champions League with fans in the stadiums since 2013. So, motivation, guys, motivation. We don't even know what's going to happen by May next year. We might not even have fans. They might just ban the sport altogether to control the spread, like they've been trying to do since 2 years ago. It's been 2 years. Can't wait to see Barca on a Thursday night against West Ham. Oh my gosh, I forgot how funny that's going to be. Barcelona in Bayern. My gosh. Oh, yeah, they talked about George Rosenbeck and Franz Beckenbauer, the partnership they had, and, Rosenbeck would defend and Beckenbauer would pass. It was beautiful. I liked it. I like how they talked about that. Oh my gosh, I got to talk about Kimmich. He's having lung issues due to COVID. Wow. Man, Joshua Kimmich, man. So he's out for the rest of the year. I know that. I don't want to talk about it because people. Oh no, he has fluid. Okay, so what did you say he had? Lung issues. Okay, well I guess those are lung issues. Slight fluid collection in the lungs. Yeah, so training would be dangerous. I don't know. What are we waiting for? To see another test? To see what happens? They're saying he'll miss the remaining 3 games this year. Hey, Kimmich 2022. You heard it here first. Would have never happened if you actually think about it. Kimmich was fine, and then he had to go into quarantino really for no reason because he didn't get it. He was negative, and then in Quarantino, he still got it. So, and he was actually staying at home doing all that stuff because he's Kimmich. He's going to be professional, and then he still got it, and now we have the. So if Kimmich just stayed with us, my man would have been fine. Like if he actually just played, he would have been. He trained like a normal person, but no. One guy gets it, everyone got to end life. No, and it's interesting. We'll see. So hopefully Kimmich gets back and we can play. Oh yeah, I mean, he won't be back until mid-January. That's like a whole month, man. Ugh. This time next month. Oh man, I hate how long. I was actually thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, dang, I really like that. I like that we have to wait a whole year. Or not a whole year, a whole 2 months to get back to the Champions League because it gives us a break to just anticipate the next game. Then I think about it and I'm like, I wish I could just have it next week. I wish we could have a thing where the Champions League knockout rounds start in January instead of February. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia, San Mia, and peace. I want PSG on Monday. We'll talk about those draws. There's more time to talk about these draws. All right, we have time. So when Monday comes, we'll talk about it. Maybe I'll do a live watch along for the draw. Mia, San Mia.